Right, welcome everyone to the Simon Show. Today we have some important transfer market news because even though the transfer market window closed 2 days ago, Lorenzo Pellegrini is set to renew his contract for Roma, and this is absolute insane news because Pellegrini in these first matches of this area has been the spirit of this club. He has been the player, in my opinion, which has surprised me the most. He has been exactly what Pellegrini has to do for Roma, carrying this team on his shoulders, being AS Roma's captain, and he's done that. That's a tick. So the performances for Pellegrini throughout his entire AS Roma career, but especially in these matches, Trabzonspor, Fiorentina, Salernitana, Pellegrini has been absolutely elite. And now, all we need is Pellegrini to renew his contract. And I'd say that we are 97% done with this. Pellegrini now, like many Roma players, is actually playing with the Italian national team. He's playing tonight against Bulgaria. So it'll be curious to see if Mancini actually chooses him to start this match with... Maybe Mancini chooses Zaniolo to start, who knows? Because Zaniolo is another very interesting player. So everyone tonight, if you have an opportunity to follow the Italian national team, go watch it. Because we all need to see Zaniolo and Pellegrini performing for their national team as well. But today's topic is this guy on your left. His name is Lorenzo Pellegrini. He is the captain of this club, the spirit of this club, the machine gun of this club. And as you can read in the breaking news down below, AS Roma have offered Pellegrini a contract until June 2026, paying him €4 million each season. Now, this, if you link the money Roma is offering for Pellegrini, which is 4 million, and compare it to a lot of players and the money they earn for AS Roma, I'd say Pellegrini is in the middle to high section. I think he's definitely not the player who earns the most at Roma, because for a fact I can tell you guys that Edin Dzeko, when he was a Roma player, he earned around 6 to 6.5 million euros every year. Pellegrini, Thiago Pinto, the Fredkins are offering him a contract of 4 million every season. So to put this onto practice, he's not going to be the player which earns the most, because another player which earns a lot is Stefan El Shaarawy. He earns around 4.5 to 5 million each year. So, he's the captain of this club, and 4 million, I would definitely offer 4 million for Pellegrini, because he needs to stay. Full stop. That is just one of the most important statements, and Mourinho said this statement in many press conferences. Remember, he said, if I had 3 Pellegrinis, I would start all of them 3 at the same time. That is how much Pellegrini counts for AS Roma. So renewing his contract for this club means that you improve your reputation with fans, because you were telling everyone that the fans are yours. You are the captain of this club and you'll drag this team on your shoulders. Second of all, it means that you have plenty of time to try and win a trophy with this club, and with Jose Mourinho, anything could be possible. And there are a lot of positive factors if Pellegrini renews his contract. Now, Brandon A. Young, hello, welcome to the live stream, everyone. Before we get into the details, before we get onto examining the heat map, which you can see on your right, about Lorenzo Pellegrini and how he can benefit for AS Roma, don't forget to smash the subscriber button down below. We are almost to 2,000 subscribers, so every new people wants an opportunity to follow AS Roma or Mourinho as an English language. Please hit the red button down below. It takes 2 seconds. Also, right, the like target for this live stream, let's say 20 likes. Let's go 20 likes by the end of this stream would be absolutely amazing. So go head over and like this stream. Right, so we are getting news that Pellegrini is now. Where you're probably asking, Simon, where are you reading this from? Who is giving you the news? There are a lot of journalists saying this. Sky Sport has mentioned this today and yesterday, but especially Thiago Pinto had a press conference yesterday to finalize and to talk about the transfer market which Roma had, right? Because Roma bought Abraham, Vigna, Rui Patricio and Shomurodov. So obviously journalists wanted to get an opinion, a personal view of Thiago Pinto of the transfer market he did for Roma. And he mentioned all of these players which Roma bought. He mentioned the players which Roma need to try and sell or who already sold. And he also mentioned Pellegrini, because journalists asked Thiago Pinto how close are we to see Pellegrini signing and renewing his contract for AS Roma. And he said that the two parts are very, very close. He said that Mourinho wants Pellegrini to renew his contract as soon as possible. Roma, the entire club, wants Pellegrini to renew his club as soon as possible. Pellegrini wants to renew his contract with Roma. So you've got every single bit which you need to try and conclude an agreement, So that's what he said in his press conference. And Pellegrini now is really, really, really close. I'd say 97-98% ready to renew his contract. As I said at the start, he is now thinking about the international duties this week. He might be playing tonight against Bulgaria or Saturday against Switzerland. So we'll see him there. He'll think about his contract as soon as he comes back to Roma. That is another big point. So obviously, he can't renew his contract right now because he's playing with his Italian national team. So as soon as he's back from that, he will definitely renew his contract. Now, let's go and examine this heat map onto our right. Because, Pellegrini, as I said, is the spirit of this club. He's the guy which needs to carry this team on his shoulders. So he has the potentials of being the new Francesco Totti, He said in many interviews that his dream is to become the new Totti for AS Roma. But as I said in many live streams, this all depends on him, first of all, renewing his contract, but second of all, refusing a lot of big offers which could be put to Pellegrini, from very big clubs, PSG, Man City, Liverpool. All of these clubs want Pellegrini, and they have been searching Pellegrini. They've been pointing their eyes on Pellegrini since a lot of transfer market windows. And now, if Pellegrini renews his contract, we are getting that solid mark of Pellegrini clearing all of these transfer market voices away, even though the transfer market session concluded 2 days ago. But, there's still a January transfer market session and anything could happen. Now, Pellegrini obviously benefits so much. And in these first two matches in the Serie A, now the heat map doesn't include the match against Trabzonspor, but the matches in the Serie A, Pellegrini, we can see over here, loves playing on his right side, He loves sharing the pitch with Zaniolo, because the red part where Zaniolo plays as well. That's where Veretout plays as well. Or Cristante, that's where Karsdorp runs. So Pellegrini loves that part of the pitch. The right-hand side of the football pitch is where Pellegrini, we're seeing him play the most. Now, obviously, those parts is where Pellegrini manages to do the best things. Let's remember in the first match against Fiorentina, that incredible skill, that sombrero aura Fiorentina defender, and then he crossed it in the box for Tammy Abraham, which hit the crossbar. That came from the very far right hand corner. So we're starting to see a trend here, and this trend is called Pellegrini loving to play on the far right side of the pitch. I mean, you can see this from the heat map. That doesn't mean that he doesn't step onto the left side, because even though Mkhitaryan, Vigna, Veretout, all of these players occupy the left side, Pellegrini on this heat map, we are seeing that he's someone who loves moving. He is based on the far right-hand side of the football pitch, but he loves turning around. And this is a very good factor, because it means that he's giving strength to every single report, to every single position. There are players on that left-hand side, such as Vigna, Mkhitaryan, which might end up and might need some help. And we're seeing Pellegrini moving around. He loves moving around. Now, a big factor, which I think it's Mourinho who influenced him, is that, as you can see, there aren't many heat maps signs in the two boxes. Now, that is something we have to mention, because Pellegrini, we've seen the goal against Salernitana, the second goal he scored was an incredible banger, and it came just outside the box. So we're seeing this trend that Pellegrini is an attacking midfielder, but he doesn't like playing inside the box. He prefers leaving that part of the pitch to Tammy, to Shomurodov, to many other players. And that is a fact, because it means that he wants to share, opportunities as well. He doesn't want to do everything. And that's a very important thing. He doesn't like boasting, because if Pellegrini starts playing everywhere, he starts occupying Abraham's spots and everyone else's spots, Abraham and many other players might not like this. So he needs to be careful into balancing the positions he steps on. But as I said at the start, onto this heat map, we are seeing a Pellegrini who loves playing on the right-hand side of the pitch, sharing the side with Nicolo Zaniolo. Obviously, this means that they're building an incredible bond. And if you ask me right now, is Pellegrini building a better bond with Mkhitaryan or Zaniolo? I would definitely say Zaniolo, because I know that Pellegrini and Zaniolo are both Italian. They play in the Italian national team as well. They play together. So that is a big factor, But we are seeing this from, as I already repeat, we are seeing this from the heat map, because the red parts are where Zaniolo play as well. So we're seeing bonds being created by Pellegrini, and that is another big factor, If Pellegrini now suddenly, dramatically leaves, who will be the captain? Because last year with Dzeko, if Dzeko wasn't the captain and Pellegrini wasn't the captain, Smalling was the third captain. But Smalling is always injured and it's constantly undergoing injuries. So that's another big factor. If Pellegrini now randomly decides to leave, the big question mark Mourinho lays is, who is the new captain? Zaniolo, could he be? He's a bit too young, I think. But that's a big factor, For every single player which plays with Pellegrini, having a fixed position, a fixed mark, which is the captain, Lorenzo Pellegrini, someone you can always pass the ball to, you can always put a lot of confidence on, a lot of responsibility. That is the figure of a captain. And Pellegrini in these matches at the start of the season has been loving this. He's absolutely been outstanding all of our expectations, my expectations at least, because he's never been playing like this, especially with Fonseca. So obviously in this heat map we're seeing Pellegrini taking the corner kicks as well, and that is where it could be a positive thing seeing Mancini head it, Pellegrini bagging the assists, the goals. And yes, Pellegrini, just the morale of this video is that Pellegrini, I'd say, is really close onto signing a new and renewing his contract with AS Roma, meaning that he will plant his roots onto the Stadio Olimpico and grow the tree, which could possibly, at the end of his career, be compared to Francesco Totti. That's his big dream. That's the big dream of every single AS Roma fan, wanting a proper captain. We're having those deja vus of Totti. No one in these days is being at the same level at Totti. But if Pellegrini improves, he is from Rome, and that's another big factor. In my opinion, the captain needs to be an Italian for AS Roma, because they know the language, they know how to communicate with the fans as well. So Pellegrini is the exact captain I would like. He's ready to renew his contract. He might be playing tonight against Bulgaria. I'll be very curious to see if Mancini starts both Zaniolo and Pellegrini. Unfortunately, I can't live stream the match because I'm going out with my family tonight. But, everyone who has an opportunity to see the Italian national team tonight, and, having a Roma channel, being a Roma fan doesn't only mean following AS Roma, because we need to follow what our players doing their national teams as well. So everyone here, I invite you to watch the Italian national team match against Bulgaria tonight to see how Pellegrini and Zaniolo get adapted with other players as well, because the Italian national team does not lack experience. Chiellini, Bonucci in defense, Immobile, Insigne. So if Pellegrini and Zaniolo manage to build bonds with these players as well, they bring back this experience to Roma, this club could improve by 10 times. The same with Veretout. He played with the France national team yesterday. He bagged a draw against Bosnia, but the experience Veretout's having, this experience, nothing can compare to what Jordan Veretout was probably living yesterday night, playing next to Paul Pogba, Mbappe, Griezmann. If Veretout, as well as Pellegrini and Zaniolo, managed to get the experience, the tech from these good players, which Roma can't afford to buy, and, just absorb all of these techniques, bring them back to Roma. It's a very important factor. And I'm talking about Veretout, but I'm talking about Pellegrini and Immobile as well, because the Italian national team does not lack bad players as well. You know, we've won the Euros. We are the best national team in the European continent up to now. Right, let's read some comments. Pellegrini is a great overall player, and I like that Roma is removing Klozl of 30 million, but he doesn't have a good free kick, and he's our free kick taker. Actually, it's bad. I agree with you, but our free kick taker is Jordan Veretout and Stefan El Shaarawy when he plays. So Pellegrini is obviously your free kick taker as well, but there's Veretout and El Shaarawy as well. So, you know, they are much better. Veretout bagged some incredible free kick goals with Fiorentina when he was a Fiorentina player. So, you know, that's why I wanted Pjanic to come. We need a good free kick taker. How many times can a good free kick taker save the game? We had Totti, we will say Pjanic, and last one was Kolar. But Kolar was absolutely insane when it comes to free kicks. Pjanic as well. You know what? Talking about Pjanic, I read Fabrizio Romano, the expert on transfer market, that Pjanic is very close onto signing with Besiktas in Turkey. A completely different league, because he's used to European leagues, the Serie A. He's used to La Liga. So we'll see how his adventure at Besiktas goes. And Taddy family is saying Pellegrini is not £70 million player, yet he needs to work harder. Come on, Roma. Definitely, you know, I think Pellegrini is a wonderful player. He's a very good player, but at Roma levels, you know. And I'm not saying he's always the best player at Roma, because I'm not sure if I said this in many videos, but I'm going to repeat it right now. Pellegrini is one of those players which is two moods, right? One day he steps onto the pitch, and if he doesn't bag a goal and assist, he won't be happy. So he's an aggressive player. He builds contributions to every single Roma goal. And then there are other times where Pellegrini steps onto the pitch and he looks like bloody Bruno Perez against Trabzonspor. You know, that are the two options Pellegrini can have. Now, Pellegrini in these first matches has been the first option. He's been absolutely insane. And I don't care what, but everyone here needs to admit this, needs to agree with this. Because Pellegrini has been the player which had more contributions, which bagged more. He bagged an incredible goal against Salernitana, that sort of knuckle ball. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. If he keeps on playing like this, he's insane, and he'll get worth 70, 18 million pounds. Up to now, I would say Pellegrini is great. He has the potentials of being that 70 million, 80 million pound player, Francesco Totti style, but he needs to work hard. And like Taddy family is saying, work hard, 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 and the results will come, and he will become a very good player. Lads and lasses, this was a quick live stream about Pellegrini, who is set to renew his contract at Roma. He will, in fact, renew his contract as soon as he's back from the Italian national team matches, the international duties, tonight against Bulgaria, on Saturday against Switzerland, and I think it's a third. Oh, with Lithuania on Monday, I think. So, we'll see how it goes. Everyone, please, please, please hit the red button down below. It takes 2 seconds. It supports me so much. If you want an opportunity to follow AS Roma or Jose Mourinho as an English language, I can assure you that you will only find me on YouTube with an English Roma channel. So head over down below, click the red button. Also, like this video because it's going to become a video as soon as I end the live stream. Share it with your friends. Share the link to my channel with your friends and family. And I'll catch you in a bit. Up the Roma and Pellegrini. Sign your contract ASAP. I'll catch you in a bit. Take care and good night, shall we say? I don't know.